So, today we're diving into a pretty deep topic, friendship. But we're not talking about just any type of friendship. We're exploring it through the lens of the grand nature, right? The whole dimensional universe. What makes someone a friend, and how do we truly know who's meant to be in our circle?
Exactly, A. It's interesting because, on the surface, we think of a friend as just someone who's been around for a while or someone you share a lot of memories with, right? But as we grow older, meeting these childhood friends again can feel, well, a little awkward, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you meet someone from your past, and suddenly you're like, do we still have that same connection? The whole concept of friendship starts to get a little confusing. I guess it all comes down to whether your relationship has the same level of growth, especially mentally and ideologically.
Absolutely. And that's where the grand nature comes in. It's not about just meeting for the sake of fun or nostalgia. It's about evaluating if you're on the same wavelength. If you meet someone, even from your hometown, away from your hometown, there's a purpose behind it. You're supposed to assess whether you've both evolved to the same level of understanding, right?
Yes, the law of the grand nature doesn't waste energy for no reason. Every encounter serves a purpose. If you're just meeting for a casual chat without purpose, then it can lead to problems, like misunderstandings or even bad rumors. The key here is to really evaluate if you're still aligned with your friend's mental and ideological growth.
And that brings us to the level of friendship. It's not just about how long you've known someone or the memories you've shared. It's about where you stand in terms of your personal growth. For instance, if one of your childhood friends hasn't really progressed or evolved, the friendship might not hold the same weight anymore.
Exactly. And it's not about being cold-hearted. You don't need to confront someone and say, hey, you're not my friend anymore. But the reality is, if your growth has taken you to a higher level and theirs hasn't, you naturally start to drift apart.
That's a tough one, but it's true. You don't need to cut them off, you just find yourselves naturally distanced. The frequency of your meetings changes, and that's how you know the dynamic has shifted. It's almost like the universe is giving you a sign. Your paths aren't aligned anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We often hear people say they'd do anything for a friend. Time, money, food, whatever. But in the grand nature, giving is really about your time. Time is the most valuable thing you can offer.
And that's something people don't always understand. It's not about buying them things. If someone's outside of your friend range, it's not really worth investing your time in them. The time you spend with people reflects your values, your ideology, and your level of growth. If someone isn't aligned with that, you naturally stop spending time with them.
And that's okay. It's not about losing friends forever. The grand nature allows for new opportunities. If you grow and evolve, you'll naturally attract people who are on that same level. So if you want to build lasting friendships, you have to seek out those who have a similar mindset and intellectual depth.
Exactly. A person with a big mind should look for friends with similarly big minds. You can help those who aren't quite there yet, but they won't be your equals in terms of friendship. And that's important to understand. Friendships aren't just based on proximity or shared experiences. They're based on mutual growth and alignment.
Right. And it's all about ensuring you're aligned in the right ways. If you continue to evolve, your friendships should evolve with you. But if someone is stuck at a lower level, they might no longer fit into that circle. It's a natural process, not something you control.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the law of the grand nature. It's all about understanding your own growth and recognizing when a friendship or any relationship has served its purpose and needs to shift. It's not always easy, but it's part of the journey.
And that's a wrap for today. Let's leave our listeners with this thought. Are your current friends truly aligned with your growth, or are you just holding on to old connections for the sake of nostalgia? It's worth reflecting on, right?
Definitely. And remember, there's always room to find new, like-minded people. The grand nature isn't just about holding on, it's about evolving. Catch you in the next episode.